Dear students, today we will discuss about figures of speech. According to Nesfield, a figure of speech is a deviation from the ordinary use of words with a view to increasing their effect. As the same Pissiren says, a figure of speech is a departure from the ordinary form of expression or the ordinary course of ideas in order to produce a greater effect. In simple words, we can say it is the ornamentation of the language of the sentences which gives the beauty to the sentence and make a greater effect of your ideas, of your views, to impress the audience, to impress the readers. In intermediate class, we will discuss 7 figures of speech. Number 1, simile. As we know, simile is called in Hindi Upma Alankar, and the words like, so, as, so ... as are used in this figures of speech. Basically, here we discuss two kinds of object to compare them, in which they have at least one quality similar. In the example, here we have a sentence, Mumtaz was like a rose, means Mumtaz इतनी सुंदर थी जितनी कि रोज गुलाब होता है, means here the beauty of Mumtaz is compared to rose. Here both are the objects, Mumtaz and rose, those are compared, are different species, different fields of objects. Mumtaz is a feminine gender and human being, while rose is from the category of flower. And here one thing which is common, that is beauty. In the next figures of speech, metaphor, which is called in Hindi Rupak Alankar. In this figure of speech, we not only compare, but we assume the same thing, means Mumtaz was a rose, means their qualities are not compared only, but Mumtaz is appeared here, is seems here, or we suggest Mumtaz as a rose, so it is metaphor. In the next figures of speech, that is called personification. In Hindi it is called Manvikaran Alankar. In this figures of speech, we discuss the dead things, non-living things, abstract things. Those are not present anywhere, and they can only be felt. So when we discuss that type of thing or those type of things which can only be felt and physically they are not found, in that case we assume the thing as a living, as the sensible. In that case it is called personification. This figure of speech is called personification. We have a number of examples in our legends. In Ramayana, we see that the god of ocean comes out and pray to our god Lord Ram and say something there. And here we see the natural thing, ocean, as a human being. This is called Manvikaran Alankar, or the personification. Here is the example, love is blind. Love is an abstract noun, and it is assumed here that it has eyes but can't see. So this is the example of personification. In the same way, in this example, we can take very common example, opportunity knocks the door but once. Means in the life of every person, opportunity comes. For coming, it may have legs or the sense and comes at every person's doors and knocks it. So here opportunity assumed as a sensible thing. So opportunity is personified, and in this sentence opportunity knocks at the door but once is the figures of speech, that is personification. Next is fourth figures of speech, that is apostrophe. In apostrophe we go further than personification, and in this figure of speech we call those things, those are abstract, dead, non-living or natural things, we call them, not only personified them but also call them. In the poem My Captain in Your Syllabus, we say, the author say, the poets say in the poem, "Oh Captain, my Captain," while Captain is dead. In fact, this poem is dedicated to Abraham Lincoln. When he was dead, that poem is a kind of reverence to Abraham Lincoln, and poem calls him, "Oh Captain, my Captain." This is the apostrophe. In the same way, here one example is written, "Oh death, come soon." Death is an abstract noun, and we call here, "Oh death, come soon." This is the personification. In the oxymoron, in the next two figures of speech, oxymoron, which is called in Hindi Virodhabhas, Virod Darshak Alankar. Here we used two different kinds of words. Those are antonyms. Those are opposite in the meaning. Life is a bittersweet. Bitter means kadwa, sweet means meetha. So here bitter and sweet are the words of different meaning, entirely different. They have the difference of earth and sky. So it is the example of oxymoron. Next, hyperbole, atishayokti alankar. In this figure of speech, we discuss the things with the exaggeration. In this figure of speech, we give that type of examples, that types of statements. Those are very greater in sense or the very lesser in sense. Means we can decrease or increase the sense. This type of figure of speech is called hyperbole. Such as, here example is given, such as, "She wept oceans of tears." Means she wept so much that she made the ocean of tears. It is the exaggeration of sense. It is the increasement of the sense कि वो इतना रोई कि आंसुओं के समुद्र भर दिए. One more example is here. 10,000 I saw at a glance. In the poem Daffodils, the poets say 10,000 I saw at a glance. It is also the increasement of the sense. You can't see at a glance 10,000, and if you see but you can't count them, that they are 1,000 or 10,000 or 5,000. But here the poet is adamant, so clear and very clearly said 10,000. means it is also the increasement, exaggeration of the statement. This is the hyperbole. Onomatopoeia, ध्वनि सूचक अलंकार, means in this type of figure of speech we use the sound of animals, sound of different types of objects. Suppose cats mew, grunt grunt goes hog, chatter and chatter as I flow. These are the onomatopoeia. So I think you will clearly understand what is the figures of speech, and in your syllabus there are 7 figures of speech. You heard the whole statement, the whole video and audio carefully. Thank you very much.